My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both.
In the months following arguably one of the biggest Oscar scandals to rock Tinseltown, one would think that with Will Smith's tendered apology for hitting Chris Rock right across the face will suffice, but boy is the drama still on. It appears as though Chris Rock couldn't care less about Will's apology and seems to be particularly hostile towards Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, urging the two men to kiss and make up. So what has Chris Rock got to say about Jada's stance? And how bad are things between the two popular entertainers? Let's dig right in. By the looks of it, Chris Rock is yet to be ready to move on from the effects of the reverberating slap he experienced at the hands of Bad Boys actor Will Smith earlier this year at the 2022 Academy Awards. During his September tour of the UK alongside comedian Dave Chappelle, Chris broke his silence about the slap, admitting it really hurt, while also describing Smith's apology video as a hostage apology. Fans, however, believe Rock's words may be in fact directed at Jada Pinkett, who is widely blamed to have orchestrated the entire incident and attempted to salvage the situation by roping her husband into an apology to save herself from further dragging and possibly to increase ratings for her Red Table Talk show. The Girls Trip actress sparked some outrage in April when she returned to her Facebook Watch Red Table Talk show for the first time since the Oscars incident. However, rather than satisfy the thirsty fans anticipating an apology for Smith's behavior and addressing what led up to the physical altercation, Jada was seen as being deflective, following her statement that she was also blindsided by the slap and instead focused on what the upcoming season of her show would be, by which she said was centered around her family's healing. Considering all that's happened in the last few weeks, the Smith family has been focusing on deep healing. Some of the discoveries around our healing will be shared at the table when the time calls, the mother of two expressed at the time. The decision to bring back the Facebook series without first addressing the elephant in the room further outraged fans, who immediately called her out. How could Jada or anyone on her team think it was a good time to bring back the Red Table? One YouTube user wondered. In response, tons of commenters pointed out that the TV personality was only looking to ride on the publicity of the Oscars altercation generated, not minding it was bad publicity. In another May episode of the Red Table Talk, the Matrix star spoke again on the controversial Oscars moment, pointing out that her husband and Chris Rock needed to work things out and resolve their lingering issues. She divulged, "Now about the Oscar night. My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need him both, and we actually need one another more than ever." She also threw open the conversation surrounding her marriage to Will Smith, which many are convinced is quite toxic. The star pointed out that the Smith family was undergoing their healing phase, saying, "Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we've done for the last 38 years, and that's keep figuring out this thing called life together." Jada's comments, for the most part, only went to prove that neither Pinkett Smith nor her husband are truly remorseful about their disappointing actions at the 2022 Oscars. But making things even worse was Pinkett's insinuation that Chris needed to do some deep healing of his own, offering none other than a Red Table Talk as the ultimate solution. An insider seemed to further buttress the public stance in August during an interview with Us Weekly, claiming Jada Smith had concerns about the Oscars event ruining her Facebook Watch show. Her concerns supposedly pushed her into forcing Will Smith to apologize to Chris Rock. The source claimed, "Jada has also been pushing Will to apologize because it's become this really dark cloud over her Red Table Talk series. There have also been various discussions of how toxic the actress has proven herself to be over time, with several making references to her past admission of cheating on her husband, Will." It's not rocket science that Chris Rock would be catching up on the Jada hate train, as it's evident in his failure to respond to Pinkett's pleas for a possible reconciliation. A source revealed to Entertainment Tonight in June 2022 that the seasoned comedian had no intention of dealing with the Smith family just yet, at least not while his comedy tour lasted. He's not concerned with the Smiths at the moment. He's touring and he is preparing for a comedy special, the insider claimed. The source further revealed that the grown-up star does not keep up with Hollywood news, and his altercation with Will Smith was no exception. According to the source, Rock has other things to occupy him in his time, like focusing on himself, which he was doing at the time amid preparations for his tour, ultimately implying that the 44-year-old couldn't care less about Jada Pinkett's pleas, if at all he noticed them. It's also not surprising that fans have dissected Pinkett's pleas on various social media platforms, taking it as the worst apology video ever. There she goes, trying to make herself the victim when in fact he is the cause, one comment read on Twitter. If Jada truly loved him the way he loves her, she would take some sort of accountability for her actions. She has publicly embarrassed him numerous times, but he's always the only one left crying and supposedly needing healing and grace. They are both talented, but she's full of it, another noted. If any of these comments in any way reflect Chris's thoughts, then the Smith family is in for a tough time before getting on Rock's good side again. In case you've been living under a rock and aren't caught up with the infamous Oscar slap, in March 2022, at the 94th Oscar Awards held at the Dolby Theater, a global ruckus occurred when Best Actor nominee for his role in King Richard, Will Smith climbed the stage and physically assaulted the host for the night, Chris Rock, after the latter made a distasteful joke about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's alopecia condition, referring to her as G.I. Jane. As the altercation played out like some form of staged play, several viewers around the world who witnessed the event on screen have blamed Jada Pinkett for her husband's spontaneous and disappointing reaction. According to some, the iRobot actor, like other attendees at the Oscars, found the joke funny initially, but only became upsetting after noticing his wife's unpleasant expression. One person expressed on YouTube the fact that Will Smith initially laughed, then after seeing his wife's reaction, felt he had to appease her dissatisfaction like a lapdog says it all. Another agreed, saying, "She has had a big role in the incident. Her death stare at Will laughing at the mild joke, still unforgivable and bizarre that Will took that he had to do something physical to avenge her honor." The user continued, but she wasn't stopping him and looked quite smug after Will shouted his crude demand at Chris after he sat down. It's not Will and Chris that need to work things out. It's her and Will, but the Hollywood power couple seem to have a different opinion. Perhaps in line with his wife's demand, you'd be reminded that the Gemini Man actor issued an apology to Rock via Instagram just a day after the scandal. And yet again, Will released another public apology in late July, but this time admitting that Rock had indeed failed to respond to his earlier attempts at reconciliation. In the 5 minutes and 45 seconds video, the actor apologized to Rock and his entire family for his actions. He went on to reveal that no part of him considered his spontaneous reaction at the Oscars to be the right thing to do, and had nothing to do with his wife. As you can tell, the video apology was met with mixed reactions, with most deeming it sincere, while others ruled it out as bad acting. The plot thickens as some fans are convinced Jada Pinkett is Will Smith's bane, and the reason the Hollywood golden boy has descended from being considered one of the most honorable men in show business to becoming an actor struggling to elude the cancel culture. However, the Smiths family seem to have opted to blindside these discussions and focus on keeping their relationship intact. With the Smiths still in their constant circle of healing, would they really find time to make amends for their questionable actions? Is Jada really the villain some netizens make her out to be? Share your takes in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.